that they didn't become the victim.
Air hostile at 004, true, 21 miles.
The aircraft crosses the 20-mile mark, and he doesn't shoot it down.
18.
So at that point, I breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that, okay, he has now seen that it is a non-threat.
Size is right here?
Sides.
Okay.
What I'm told transpired during that period of time afterwards is that they weren't capable of getting the shot off in an orderly fashion. So although the intent was to shoot it down at 20 miles, they sort of bungled the operation.
While the surface battle continued, the crew below struggled to fire their missiles before the aircraft came so close that a successful launch would be impossible. 27 unsuccessful attempts were made before the correct launch code was entered.
Oh, dead. We had him, got it. That was a dead on. Ethan on is down.
It created an uproar on the ship, which was quickly quieted down.
Combat, this is Stinger. Do you have any more air contacts in the vicinity? That's a negative, Stinger. No inbound air contact.
The Vincennes continued to pound the bog hammers.
All right, we got a confirmed kill on that one yet, sir? Well, it looks like it does. And then the guy was there, and then he was gone. We gave that guy his wish. He went to see Allah. I didn't see a parachute in the plane either.
We had individuals who were up in places where they could see wreckage falling, they could see the airplane coming down. It wasn't until sometime later that they described the wreckage in terms that led us to believe that it was not a military aircraft. It was too much, too large.
And over the emergency frequency, they heard a desperate Iranian appeal. They had shot down an Iranian airliner, but critically, while in Iranian waters.
9.3 miles from the launch.
And time for one, we were
And Geo Bridge, we're about 9.3 miles from the fish mile.
An Iranian Airbus is presumed crashed. Please look for survivors or aircraft wreckage.
I can just only recollect the pall that settled over the entire force when it started to become apparent that this was an airliner that was involved. It was just a sickening feeling for the entire rest of the day. I can't ever remember being so dismayed, so depressed, so feeling for all of the people that were involved. It wasn't a very happy day in the Gulf for us, that's for sure. The Sides was dispatched to go close to Dubai to see if they could find wreckage, and they spent a considerable amount of time. There was nothing there. And it's also fairly ironic that the Vincennes is the one that came upon the wreckage.
This was hardly surprising, as the Airbus and its dead were in Iranian waters, only a few kilometres from where the Vincennes had shot it down. It was the middle of the night when the news was sent to Washington, a time difference of 7 hours with the Gulf. The shoot-down was a major incident with enormous diplomatic implications, and so the Navy had to prepare itself for a rough ride. Admiral William Crowe, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, was sent out to face the press.
After receiving further data and evaluating information available from the Persian Gulf, we believe that the cruiser USS Vincennes, while actively engaged with threatening Iranian surface units and protecting itself from what was concluded to be a hostile aircraft, shot down an Iranian airliner over the Straits of Hormuz. The U.S. government deeply regrets this incident. Given the threatening flight profile and the decreasing range, the aircraft was declared hostile. Vincennes fired 2 standard surface-to-air missiles, at least one of which hit at an approximate range of 6 miles.
Admiral Crowe presented the facts as the Vincennes had reported, claiming the aircraft had been diving in an attack mode outside its correct air lane and that it had not responded to any warnings. This was the story that the world and America first heard.
An official investigation of the incident will be conducted by Rear Admiral William N. Fogarty, United States Navy of the U.S. Central Command.
Within a day, the Pentagon knew it had another problem, the version of the incident reported to them by the USS sides.
It's climbing, it's slow, it doesn't respond, it's in the middle of our missile envelope, basically. It's vulnerable. Why would this aircraft present a threat? It did not meet any of the threat parameters that were necessary for